Field hockey action underway this afternoon from Garber Field in Amherst on the UMass Sports Network. It's the UMass Minutewomen continuing their gauntlet of a non-conference schedule as they take on the 24th ranked Maine Black Bears. Good afternoon to you and thanks for tuning in. This is Josh Maurer. Glad you could make us a part of your Sunday afternoon. And it has been quite a run of things for these UMass Minutewomen that you see. They have had so many close contests against tough nationally ranked competition, overtime games, games decided in the final minutes of regulation. And today they have another tough task in front of them as they battle this Maine Black Bear squad that comes in with a record of 7-4, and that includes a win yesterday at Vermont. For UMass, their last game came all the way last Sunday when they fell in the final minute on a penalty stroke against 21st ranked Albany. So UMass has had a full week to prepare for this game against Maine. It's 2 home games coming up this week before the Minutewomen begin Atlantic 10 play at Richmond next weekend. So it's the Minutewomen of UMass and the Black Bears of UMaine coming up here from Garber Field. And when we return, we will have the starting lineups coming your way and the opening of this afternoon's contest. It promises to be another good one, so we're glad that you're with us. You're watching the UMass Sports Network.
Lesson. 6.9 is the outer limits. 6.9 is an explosion.
Uh-oh. He just got faster.
6.9 is ounces, and that makes this the lightest ever.
The UMass license plate says it all.
You don't have to be a sports star. Any UMass fan can be a star with a UMass license plate.
Ride with UMass pride.
Order your license plate at UMassAlumni.com. All proceeds benefit UMass.
It's an overcast Sunday afternoon here at Garber Field. Very pleasant playing conditions for this non-conference field hockey match between UMass and Maine, and there are the Minutewomen under second-year head coach Carla Tagliente. Carla later this year will be inducted into the University of Maryland's Hall of Fame. That is her alma mater, where she starred under the legendary head coach Missy Maharg. And now for the Maine Black Bears, their head coach Josette Babineau in her 6th season has Maine nationally ranked coming into this week. 24th in the polls, and Maine won a game yesterday. They've made this trip 2 games over the weekend. At Vermont, they won yesterday afternoon by a score of 3-1. So the Black Bears trying to make it 2 wins on a road trip weekend. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, and these are the Black Bears that you'll see. Their leading scorer is Annabelle Hamilton. As you can see, Hamilton comes out of the back, but she has 8 goals and 15 points to lead the team thus far this year. And their goalie, Sydney Collisher, will be starting in net. Collisher making only her 5th start of the season. Alyssa Frisch has started 8 contests. For the Minutewomen, UMass, it'll be interesting today. 2 of their 3 leading scorers are not in the starting lineup. Kim Young, who has 14 points, 6 goals to lead the team in scoring this year, not out there to begin the contest. Neither is Tendo Zono. Zono tied for 2nd on the team with 10 points. She will also come off the bench today. The leading scorer in the lineup, one of the forwards, Nicole Cordero. UMass is in the black uniforms on your screen. And Maine in the visiting white. 2 35-minute halves here in college field hockey. UMass, as we'll talk about a ton, and I mean a ton of close, tough matchups. So we'll see if they can get the victory today against nationally ranked Maine. You take a look at Molly McDonnell, starting with the ball in the center of the field. Just waiting for the whistle to blow this into play. And we are underway from Amherst. Glad you're with us on this Sunday afternoon. UMass and UMaine, a couple of longtime rivals in many sports. In the Minutewomen starting off in possession. This is McDonnell. Then an early opportunity has Bowman in the middle. McDonnell got it onto the stick of Lindsey Bowman, but Maine is able to clear it away. Mentioned the Black Bears played a game yesterday. UMass has not played for 7 days, so they are well rested coming into this contest, and that whistle goes against UMass. And Zoe Atkins, one of 2 Zoes in the starting lineup for the Black Bears, was the one that restarted that, but Maine gives it right back to UMass. Minutewomen coming in with a record below 500 at only 4-6. However, as we'll talk about a lot, that can be a bit misleading with all the games that they've been so competitive in and lost either late in regulation or in overtime this year. Including their last match on Sunday, they fell here to Albany. A very heartbreaking ending in a 3-2 defeat that the Minutewomen had to suffer. They lost on a penalty stroke goal in the final minute. And that Albany team was also in the national rankings. That was Lauren Ali Muhammad for UMass. Ali Muhammad starts it up ahead, and now McDonnell in the middle of the field. Nicole Cordero has Bowman in front, and that time it was the goalie Kolisher coming out to knock it free. Sydney Kolisher, the senior from White Rock, British Columbia. In goal today for Maine, and Kolisher, I mentioned, had only made 4 prior starts, a 2.45 goals against average for Kolisher, and a .700 save percentage. She only has a 1-3 record. So in the back end of this weekend for Maine, their head coach, Josette Babineau, has decided to go with the backup goalie. And UMass has the turnover. Here's Cordero in towards the middle, and Kolisher got her body in front of it. Cordero keeping it alive. And UMass retaining possession. Good pressure here for the Minutewomen. Jessica Skillings clearing for, or at least attempting to do so for Maine. Was unable to. And Alexa Sakalis, the near side of your screen for UMass. This is Vaisu sending it through. UMass with early pressure, as they seem to be the more aggressive team here over the first 4 minutes of the match. Ball belongs to the Minutewomen, and it'll be restarted by Noralie Vaisus, the freshman from the Netherlands. Hannah Prince. And that whistle goes against Maine. And Marissa Shaw, the guilty party. The officials today, the one who just blew the whistle is Laura Hess. And her partner, Lisa Gerardo. 2-person officiating crew here for this contest here today from Amherst. Kate Heineman for UMass, wearing number 2 in the black. Maine Black Bears with a 7-4 record. Victories against Providence, Rutgers, a couple of teams out of the Big East. They've also defeated Bryant, Holy Cross, Pacific, Quinnipiac, and Vermont. They've been red hot of late to get into the national rankings. Their win yesterday was their 6th consecutive. After beginning the season, only 1-4. So this is a very hot and currently confident team that's coming into Garber Field. Opportunity there for McDonnell. Had it right in the middle of the circle, where the whistle goes against UMass. weren't able to gather a reason as to why UMass was without in the starting lineup both Kim Young and Tando Zono. A couple of the prolific scorers that Coach Tagliente has. Each expected to play today, we're told, but neither of them were in the starting lineup. Visus turned it over. Maine has had a hard time clearing past midfield, and again unable to do so as Visus came to take it right back for UMass. Far side pass off the stick of Lindsey Bowman, the junior from Palmyra, Pennsylvania. Possession such a big part of the field hockey game, and so far it's been dominated over the first 5.5 minutes by the Minutewomen. They have been a team that's quite frequently gotten off to strong starts here in this 2012 season. Good work by Sakalis, but that ball hit her foot, I think. And so it's turned back over to Maine. Annabelle Hamilton. This is number 27 in white, Hamilton with possession. She is their leading scorer. Hamilton, 15 points in 11 games. Comes from defense and has the team best 8 goals. Maine getting it into the circle for the first time, and it's cleared away by the Minutewomen. In goal for UMass, as she's been just about her entire freshman season thus far, is Sam Carlino. And Maine, an opportunity on Carlino, who made one save, and the next shot got blocked. Black Bears' Becca Parody was right in front on the doorstep, and a good save by Carlino. Let's take a look. That's Marissa Shaw setting it up. And a terrific kick save, maybe 1 and 2. Minutewomen tried to hit it back ahead. Parody, I know, got the second shot. I didn't quite see who got the first. They may have, we'll check, credited Carlino with a couple of saves there. She did. So a great job by the freshman goalie to keep this game scoreless. Shaw coming for the Black Bears. Then now Jessica Skillings. Defended well by Hannah Prince. And Skillings turns it over. Just over 7 minutes into the contest. For the most part, here in this field hockey game, you'll see a running clock. Very rare that the official blows the whistle to stop the clock. Heineman for the Minutewomen defensively. And that ball taken away from Hannah Prince by Skillings. Skillings working towards the circle. And defended well by Lauren Ali Muhammad for UMass. There's Ali Muhammad. The Brit, Lauren Ali Muhammad, a sophomore from Seaford, England. UMass has inserted Kim Young, its leading scorer, into the game for the first time. As Visus brings it to the left of the circle. Visus was hoping for Nicole Cordero, and Maine has to clear it away. And so Young essentially just missed 7 minutes. She didn't start, but is back out there wearing number 3 for UMass in black. Kim Young, senior from Sydney, New York, and she's been a prolific scorer this year with 6 goals in 10 games. Glad you're with us here on the UMass Sports Network. You see the sun trying to peek through the clouds. We haven't seen the sun for a few days in these parts. Turning into a nice Sunday afternoon. That whistle against Maine, so UMass will get a quick restart just outside the circle. Brooke Sabia, a freshman. Sabia got it back. Heineman towards the middle, and that one cleared out by Maine's Zoe Berkey. Best scoring chance of the match thus far belonged to Maine a couple of moments ago when Carlino for UMass made a couple of very nice saves. Heineman there for the intercept. And so UMass will get it on the restart. Kate Heineman. That one deflected in. Cordero in amongst a couple of defenders, and Nicole Seavey takes it away for the Black Bears. Seavey unable to clear it. Heineman. Good stick work by Kate Heineman. And a perfect pass. Here's Sakalis. Sakalis got the shot, never got on goal. Picked off instead by Maine on the way through. Good defense by Seavey, Nicole Seavey, who continues to work it out. Mentioned the sun beginning to come out. Temperature has warmed up into the mid-60s as we speak. Temperature currently 65 degrees. What a nice day here for some sports. There's a doubleheader being played on campus as we speak. UMass women's soccer is in action. They're hosting Xavier over at Rudd Field. That match started at 1 o'clock, so we'll keep you posted on the score for Coach Matz's team as they play their second conference match. They have taken a 1-0 lead. That game should now be in the second half. Scoreless here, 10.5 minutes in. Allie Sabia, one of the twin freshman sisters from Lafayette Hill, Pennsylvania. Allie, number 20. And we've already called Brooke Sabia her sister. It was in the starting lineup today for UMass. Ali Muhammad pinching forward. Lauren Ali Muhammad, and now this is Alexis Kalis, a junior from Acton, Mass. That had to get through 3 defenders and didn't. Zoe Berkey deflected it for Maine. UMass will continue in possession, though. Well, there you see Sydney Kolisher. Kolisher, who got the start, has not been tested much. Don't believe she's been credited with a save yet, has not. In fact, the Minutewomen don't have an official shot attempt, even though I would say they've probably controlled about 65% of the possession. That was a good opportunity. Alyssa Innocent couldn't get a shot off right in front of the goal. There's Alyssa. Take another look at this opportunity, the bouncing ball. I think they say that hit the foot, which it is not allowed to do that, as Innocent tried to get the shot off. So now Maine again playing from its back end. Nicole Seavey, and that's Ali Sabia picking her pocket. Good job by Sabia. Starts Kim Young. Young splitting defenders, and I think she earned a penalty corner. She did. So there's Kim Young making her first impact on this contest. UMass will have the first penalty corner opportunity. You see the 14 points that the senior leader of the team has, and that the most by 4 points of any other Minutewoman player. Next highest point total is 10. So the penalty corner will be inserted by Kate Heineman. Ali Muhammad took it, and it's kicked away by Kolisher. Still an opportunity. Young in front for Heineman, and it goes over the end line. So UMass unable to score. First shot on goal, though, and it belonged to Lauren Ali Muhammad. Let's take a look from our low angle. Just kicked out by Sydney Kolisher. Heineman was out of bounds there as Young tried to find her. So Maine kills off the penalty corner. Now they try to respond. Elke Jacobse, number 7. Elke Jacobse from the Netherlands. A couple of Dutch players on this Maine roster, including Jacobse, who's had a fine start to her career. Now Young, as the freshman Ali Sabia. Sabia in towards the circle. That was just out of the reach of Callie Swigert. Young battling, and Maine has to clear it out. Beg your pardon, not Swigert. That was again Innocent. 21 minutes remaining in a scoreless first half. Sabia. You get the feeling here, UMass offensively at the moment much stronger than Maine. Kalis put that one off the foot of Zoe Berkey, and UMass will retain. Minutewomen have brought Maria Jose Rodriguez in, number 4 for the first time. That was Brooke Sabia in the middle, and she turns it over. There's Brooke, number 30, mentioned she's twin sister of Ali Sabia. Sakalis after the steal, and that one goes wide. Would not have counted even had it gone in. You shoot from outside that far, it has to be deflected in order for the goal to count if it goes past the goaltender. Here's the aforementioned Maria Jose Rodriguez, sophomore from Chile. Wearing number 4, Rodriguez. Played in every match this season, does not have a goal or a point. Minutewomen turn it over here. As we go under the 20-minute mark of the first half. Mentioned earlier that the Minutewomen have 2 home games this week. Today against 24th ranked Maine. And then they will host Connecticut on the 3rd. So coming up later in the week, they'll take on UConn, which is always a strong program. That nice pass up ahead to Kim Young. Young to the left. She was trying to knock that one off of Zoe Atkins and earn a penalty corner. She just couldn't. So yeah, UConn coming up on Thursday. And then finally the Minutewomen will get into Atlantic 10 play. By the time all is said and done, they will have played 9 ranked teams in non-conference play, and that's something that Coach Tagliente has made a big point of trying to do. Beef up the non-conference schedule. Steal by Brooke Sabia. Young couldn't keep it on her stick long enough to get a shot off. And Zoe Berkey cleared it up for Maine. But Coach Tagliente basically going under the philosophy of you have to play the best in order to become the best. UMass has more than challenged itself here in the first 2 months of the season. And I know that the coaching staff feels that they'll be more than ready then once they get into conference play. That's the way they'll have to earn their way into the NCAA tournament. Sakalis keeps possession in a battle with Nicole Seavey. Shots right now are 2-2. Maine's 2 shots came on 1 flurry. Hannah Keating, a sophomore, has checked in for Maine. There she is, and she just won possession for her team. Keating, a sophomore from York, Maine. In addition to all the international players that Josette Babineau has on the Black Bear squad, they have quite a few homegrown players. Sakalis picking the pocket of Nicole Seavey. And now Sabia tried to touch it through for Cordero. That one got broken up. Nice work by Sakalis. Back for Sabia. Sabia right through the middle. Cordero made a diving swing at it. Did not get her stick on the ball. And the ball was cleared out by Maine. Let's take one more look at that. Here's Cordero, number 23 in the middle. Pretty good opportunity for UMass that goes by the wayside. Under 17 minutes to go in the half. And this is Caitlin Stymist for Maine's on the restart. Brooke Sabia. You know, we've become somewhat accustomed to some high-scoring games with UMass thus far this season. Defensive battle here early on today. That shot deflected wide. It was Hannah Keating got her stick on it, so if she was able to get it in, it would have counted. Did not get in on the goalie Carlino. Ali Muhammad. Turn that one over. Here's Becca Parody for the Black Bears. UMass is Visus defensively battling for it. And a nice job by Noralie Visus. The shots remaining even at 2 apiece. McDonnell for UMass on the near side, defended by Seavey, who knocked it over the sideline. Minutewomen keeping possession here. Talked about offense. UMass is a team that can pile up goals. The one that really sticks out at you is the 10-goal outburst they had a week ago Friday against Vermont. That was right before the heartbreaking loss to Albany last week, but they had a 10-1 win against the Catamounts. You know, by comparison, Maine, which won its 6th straight game yesterday, they beat Vermont, but they did so only 3-1. In the middle, Cordero trying to battle in the midst of a bunch of Maine defenders. Zoe Atkins broke it free. And UMass still not really able to test Sydney Colisher, the goalie, much. Parody at midfield. Becca Parody, a sophomore from Gardner, Maine. And Maine will play it further back in its defensive end. Right there to intercept it is Heineman for UMass, and that starts them with numbers. Visus. And now Alexis Sakalis into the circle and earns the penalty corner. So this will be the second of the half. That was actually Kim Young, 3, not 7. As you can see, Kim, she's been the one to draw each of the penalty corners. UMass got a shot off that Lauren Ali Muhammad took the first time they had a corner opportunity. You see the masks that the defense wears, mandated. Safety issue as the defenders charge out from their own net on these penalty corner plays, almost like a kamikaze rush. Now, UMass has changed the person inserting the ball this time. It'll be Prince. Now Kim Young, I think she was looking for a drag. She just couldn't get the shot away. So the play continues. Penalty corner essentially killed away, and Young has it stripped. Holly Stewart, UMass will keep the ball, but Maine out of danger for the moment with 13 minutes remaining in the half. Ball just seemed to roll off of Kim Young's stick on that penalty corner try, and now Young draws the whistle. The diminutive one, Kim Young, only 5 feet 2 inches tall. Brooke Sabia took a high swing at that one and was whistled for it, so it'll be Maine coming back the other way. Prince defending, took it away, got it to Young. And now Molly McDonnell. Had Bowman in the middle. Now Cordero on the right side. It's Caitlin Stymist for the Black Bears clearing it up. Holly Stewart. 2 UMass players converge and take it away from Stewart. 12 minutes to go here in the first half. Katie Bingle, a freshman, has checked in. English woman from Selby is Bingle, number 9. As Coach Babineau goes into her bench. That attempt by Annabelle Hamilton never got through into the circle. UMass has done a very nice job on Hamilton, who has the 8 goals this year, to lead Maine. She hasn't been able to come close to getting a shot off. Seavey on the restart. Collided there with McDonnell. Here's Molly, she's all right. Taking a look at her hand after that collision. Zoe Atkins. And now Elka Jakobse. Jakobse trying to work her way through the defense. And a whistle against Maine, although there's an injured Black Bear at the end of it. Well, it was pretty well defended there by UMass as Jakobse tried to make her way through. And that may be the injured player for the Black Bears who's still down. Nope, that is Becca Parody, I beg your pardon, number 2. And Parody took the brunt of this collision, and she ran into her own teammate, Jakobse. That's what it was. One more look. That's a scary head-on collision there. Oh, each player going after the ball, and neither saw the other coming. So that's parity being worked on. Now Jakobse, number 7, appears to be all right. Clock stopped just under 11 minutes remaining, and you see Jakobse there. She's the one concerned for her injured teammate after those were the two that met their heads together. You know, you hear all the talk about head-to-head collisions in football, concussion concerns, and the medical research and the precautionary measures of late have been really ramped up to try to prevent concussions and head injuries. And you wonder, you don't see it very often here in this sport. But that was just one right there. So Becca Parity is going to come out of the game for now. Jakobse, the one who collided with her. As we resume play in a scoreless game, Maine continuing in possession here. And Ali Muhammad had it hit her foot, so that'll be a penalty corner. So this will be the first corner of the game for the Black Bears. You want to watch out for number 27, Annabelle Hamilton, who is very prolific on these corner attempts. 27, who comes up from the defensive end normally. There you see Hamilton. She's the lethal weapon that Maine usually likes to use. And I'm sure with the week to prepare for this game, UMass has that scouted. Atkins, number 15, inserting it. It was Hamilton, and her shot got deflected. Good job by the Minutewomen. They knew that was coming. One more look. A big swing. And I didn't quite see who deflected that for UMass, but it was 11 to Prince. A lot of times, even if you scout it and you know that a certain player is likely going to be the one taking the shot, it's still tough to stop, but UMass did a pretty good job on that last try. So we're under 10 minutes to go here in the half. Still looking for our first goal. Ali Muhammad in the defensive end for the UMass Minutewomen. Coming in 4 and 6. Maine 7 and 4, winners of 6 games in a row. Now Prince went through one defender, not the next. It got hit by Zoe Berkey, but illegally. Prince all the way across for Sakalis. And Sakalis knocked that one off of the defender, Marissa Shaw, so UMass will keep it. Nicole Cordero outside the circle here. Cordero looking for Young. Maine really packing the defenders inside the circle. That's why UMass has had a lot of possession time, but they haven't been able to get off a ton of shots. Ali Muhammad having to race all the way back for this one with Holly Stewart. They each ran almost 3/4 of the length of the field. The ball stayed in bounds, and Ali Muhammad came away with it. About 8 minutes to go in the half. Callie Swigert whiffed on that attempt to clear it, and so Maine is able to retain possession. And here is Hamilton, the big scorer for Maine. Annabelle Hamilton gives it back. Zoe Berkey. Shots at 3-2 UMass. But really scoring opportunities few and far between in the opening half. Great to see the sun coming through the clouds. It's turned into a beautiful afternoon with temperatures in the mid-60s. Ali Muhammad. One word, Lauren. Ali Muhammad, her last name. That's just too far out of the reach of Vaisus. the Dutch freshman, and now up ahead, here comes Ali Sabia. Sabia trying to split two. Sabia on a cross, and that got kicked out by Kolisher, the goalie. Fine work by Ali Sabia. And now here she is again. Rodriguez was in there fighting for it, and it's turned over by UMass. Maria Jose Rodriguez and Ali Sabia. Katie Bingle started it for Maine. Then the pass for Holly Stewart, who's going to put that one off the foot of a UMass defender. Maine will keep it. That was just outside the circle, not a penalty corner. And Bingle will have it on the restart for the Black Bears. Shot blocked by Heineman. Zoe Berkey, quick restart though. Berkey. They get it through, but it's off the foot, I think. It was an attempt by Hannah Keating. UMass defends it off. Let's see how that missed. Berkey is the one here, found Keating, and something illegal there. She tried to stuff it past Sam Carlino. So the whistle came. And UMass gives it right back to Maine as we come back to live action. No shot credited there for Hannah Keating because of the infraction that was whistled against the Black Bears on the scoring attempt. And here they come again. Keating again was in the area on the near side of the net. Couldn't find it in her stick. The ball bounced all the way back near the sideline. Nicole Seavey tight roping the end line. UMass will get it back. Under 5 minutes to go in the half. And there's Brooke Sabia, who was in on that little defensive play. Maine ramping up the offense here in the final 10 minutes of the half after UMass was controlling possession for most of this first half. Ali Muhammad, nice anticipation to step up and intercept that lead pass. And Lauren herself bringing it across midfield. Misconnecting with Sabia. Hannah Prince racing back to deny Hannah Keating. Hannah versus Hannah. UMass has possession. Turnover by UMass. Here's Hamilton. Annabelle Hamilton. Stewart, Holly Stewart, off of Ali Muhammad. The penalty corner awarded. So now each team has had a pair of these in the first half. That was earned by Holly Stewart. There's Ali Muhammad, who was trying to defend the play, but was whistled for the infraction. So the Minutewomen defenders must don the goggles and try to kill this one off. Carlino has made 2 saves here in the first half. Then it'll be Zoe Atkins again for the second time. She will be the one inserting. Stewart had it bounce up and hit her. Boy, that just kind of kicked up, hit Holly Stewart, and Maine turns it over on its penalty corner. So the Minutewomen successful on that with 3 minutes to go in the half. Might be an advantage for UMass the longer this game goes scoreless, just because they are the significantly more rested team. UMass not having played a game for a week and Maine having played yesterday. Jakobse, who was involved in the collision with Becca Parody earlier. Jakobse still out there. 2 collided heads just about 7 or 8 minutes ago. That whistle went against Ali Sabia for UMass, and now here comes Katie Bingle. Bingle just a little bit off the stick of Jakobse. Looking for Young there. Young was ahead of her defender, and that whistle goes against Zoe Atkins, UMass has it for Young. Young right in front, takes the shot, puts the Minutewomen on the board. Kim Young rips one to give UMass a 1-0 lead. Well, she didn't start today, but it's her 7th goal of the season. Look at this blast, and perfectly placed inside the far post. And some excited Minutewomen. That came off a quick restart. Zoe Atkins had been whistled for an infraction for Maine, and UMass quickly restarted it. Young found herself free in the circle. Goal number 7, points number 15 and 16 this season for Kim Young, the senior, out of Sydney, New York. The goal unassisted. And now with 90 seconds remaining in the half, Minutewomen up 1-0. Great work by our camera crew, too, to get you that replay. Follow that blast all the way into the net. So UMass now, if it can kill off the final 75 seconds of the half, will go into the break with a lead against the 24th ranked Black Bears. We talked about earlier how we just found out before the match, only a few minutes before we started, that Young would not be starting today. It was the first time all season she didn't start. But in this sport where substitutions are pretty fluid, really doesn't matter who starts. She came in only after 7 minutes on the bench, did Kim Young, and she's been the one to score the only goal. Now the final 40 seconds. Sabia knocked that one free. Then here's Jessica Skillings from Maine. Nice job by Brooke Sabia. UMass has 20 seconds to make a final rush. It'll start in the back. Hannah Prince, and now Ali Muhammad. We've got some features from our recent UMass Sports Insider television show coming up for you during the 10-minute halftime break that we are about to hit. So we hope that you'll stay tuned as we show you some men and Minutewomen sports from UMass Sports Insider. UMass has a 1-0 lead here going into halftime. The goal by Kim Young. A great shot by the senior, and Coach Tagliente can have some positive things to talk about with her squad at the break. Pass just got through. Young with a bullet. 1-0 UMass. We'll come back and show you some features from UMass Sports Insider. You're watching the UMass Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Steve DeMarco. Wherever your destination, Premier is your solution.
Our reputation as an industry leader is built on service, safety, and the guaranteed best price. At Premier, safety stands above all else. Our fleet is serviced on-site by our certified technicians. Premier will customize your travel needs all within your budget, and we can even accommodate your travel requirements worldwide. With Premier Bus Lines, you'll be in good hands when safely aboard one of our comfortable brand new 2012 high-capacity buses.
Premier, an extraordinary experience, guaranteed.
To coverage on the UMass Sports Network, I'm Josh Maurer, and let's take a look back at some of the highlights of the first 35 minutes. The best scoring opportunity that Maine had was on this flurry. And Sam Carlino, 1 save, 2 saves. Second one on Becca Parody. Good job by Carlino. And then here's the goal. That was Molly McTonnell, throttling it through 2 Maine defenders onto the stick of Kim Young. And the shot was perfect for Young's 7th goal of the season, and it set up the celebration. The only goal of the first half, and UMass in the lead, 1-0. And so the teams will switch ends and get ready for the second 35 minutes as UMass tries to get its 5th win and end a 6-game winning streak that the Maine Black Bears come in off. Take a look at some of the first half stats. Shots were 3-3 in that first half. Each team had 2 penalty corners, so it was very even statistically. Sam Carlino credited with 2 saves, and Sydney Colisher for Maine had 1. So there wasn't a ton of offense. That late goal in the first half, certainly the highlight. And they have now credited an assist to Molly McTonnell on that goal. McTonnell is credited with the helper, and she very deservedly so on a perfect pass that she made to Kim Young. Maine will start in possession as we're ready for the second half. And the Black Bears looking for the equalizer. Individually, the shots in the first half, 2 of them belonged to Kim Young for UMass. Lauren Ali Muhammad on a penalty corner had the Minutewomen's other shot. Marissa Shaw, Holly Stewart, and Annabelle Hamilton credited with the shots for Maine. Here come the Black Bears in the whites. Hannah Prince defending against Jessica Skillings. Skillings trying to earn a corner. She can't. Good defense by Prince. This is Josh Miller. Our producer and director on the UMass Sports Network is Steve Toll. And we thank our great cast and crew of the cameraman and technical operators. Good work by Zoe Berkey there to retain possession for Maine. If you're just joining us, Maine coming in ranked 24th in the country this week in the poll. And here they come into the circle. Zacchaeus in trying to knock it away from Holly Stewart. So some early offense here in the second half for the Black Bears. And again, they will keep it. Marissa Shaw getting set to restart it for the ladies from Orono who have won 6 matches in a row. The play was well defended by Noralie Visus. And Visus starts McTonnell perfectly. She has Zacchaeus with her. McTonnell had it taken away. Defensive effort by Zoe Atkins for Maine. And now this is Elka Jakobse. Jakobse had Ali Muhammad come to meet her, and the whistle goes against who? Jakobse. Good job by Lauren Ali Muhammad. Good news for Maine. Number 2, Becca Parody is back out there. Parody was the one who was injured in a head-on collision with her teammate Elka Jakobse late in the first half. But there is number 2 back out on the field in white, so she apparently is all right. And that is very good news. It kind of looked like a very scary head-to-head collision that they had. McTonnell, the assist was her first of the season on the goal by Kim Young. Maine takes it back. And now here's Zoe Atkins restarting. Almost a dangerous turnover there in the back end. It went off the stick of Berkey to Kim Young. And it was that turnover. Young saved by Colisher. That ball was a rocket again from Kim Young. Well, it was the turnover that very nearly cost Maine here. And watch Kim Young inside the circle. Another big rocket of a shot. And it looked like the goalie, Sydney Colisher, kicking out at her 3rd save of the game. UMass almost got Young her 2nd. That went out of the reach of Visus. 3.5 minutes into the second half. You're watching the UMass Sports Network. Cordero had that one knocked away by Nicole Seavey before it got through. I mentioned earlier, before non-conference play ends, assuming Connecticut is nationally ranked this week, UMass is going to play 9 ranked opponents in its non-conference schedule. Connecticut ranked 5th going into this week, so it should be a very safe assumption that they will be next. Sabia in front, Cordero, deflection! Nicole Cordero. And it's 2-0 Minutewomen. What a play by Sabia, and Cordero deflects it in. Well, this is really set up by Brooke Sabia. Watch this. Perfect feed, and Cordero able to beat Kolisher. Another look at it here. You see Sabia having to free herself from the defender parody. And Cordero kind of spinning, making sure she didn't hit it with the wrong side of her stick. Just got enough of it to beat the goalie. 2-0 UMass. 30.5 minutes to go here in the second half. For Nicole Cordero, her 6th goal. So the 2 leading goal scorers on the season are the 2 that have put them up this afternoon, Young and Cordero. And I wonder if they'll give Brooke Sabia an assist on that. They sure will, as the freshman really set that one up, her 2nd career assist and 4th career point. 2 really pretty goals today for UMass. So now 5 minutes into the second half, the Minutewomen with a 2-goal advantage for the first time. Nicole Cordero, you're probably familiar with the story if you're watching this by now. Came back from that life-threatening injury that she suffered 2 seasons ago when she was hit in the throat by a field hockey ball. And Nicole back playing the next season. Story of real courage and fearlessness for Nicole Cordero, now a senior, one of the leaders of the Minutewomen. From Oak Park, Illinois. I mean, not only has she come back from that scary situation, but she's become one of the team's better players. She gets a rest after that goal. You see there, she doesn't even wear the throat guard anymore. I know they'd like her to. She doesn't have it on today. Just got her 6th goal of her senior season. UMass pressing for more. McDonnell. Sabia was in the middle again. Brooke Sabia. All over the field here at the start of the second half. And Maine will get it back. Turnover by Maine, and it's back end, and here's Bowman. Bowman trying to slide it through. That was for the other Sabia twin, Allie, just out of her reach. Right as Cordero scored that goal, was talking about UMass's schedule of 9 ranked opponents. New Hampshire, they beat them. Ohio State, they beat them. Then some games at Boston College, they won. So the first 3 ranked opponents UMass played were victories. Lost at Maryland, lost in overtime to Northeastern, lost in double overtime to Boston University, and lost in a final minute penalty shot to Albany last week. Today, the 8th ranked opponent, Maine, they lead 2-0. Parity got it over for their leading scorer this season, Annabelle Hamilton. Hamilton couldn't do much with it. Right back comes Hannah Prince. Sakalis on that far side, and the whistle goes against her. A little bit frustrated there is Alexa. Oh, the whistle went against Maine. I would beg your pardon, so UMass kept it. No frustration. Brooke Sabia had it go off her stick, though, and out of bounds. And so UMass now does give it back to Maine with under 27 minutes remaining. Congratulations to UMass women's soccer. They won today. 2-0 the final against Xavier over at Rudd Field. Ali Sabia in front. Innocent had it saved by Kolisher. Sydney Kolisher coming out to challenge Alyssa Innocent's shot. That one set up by Ali Sabia, number 20. Fourth save of the afternoon for Kolisher. UMass continuing to put on the pressure. And another turnover by the Black Bears. Maria Jose Rodriguez. And Sakalis' pass got deflected and taken away by Seavey. And we had a few moments ago, this was that save that Kolisher made on Innocent 19. Watch her challenge the shot and got it with the blocker pad. Well played by Sydney Kolisher, who, if you weren't with us earlier, is not the normal starting goalie for Maine. This is only her 5th start. Alyssa Frisch has made 8. And Kolisher 1-3 this year. Frisch 5-1 on the win-loss record. Good play by Callie Swigert to step up and intercept a pass for UMass. Swigert number 10 in the black-clad UMass Minutewomen. Hannah Keating fighting with Hannah Prince. Not the first time today that the two Hannahs have come together, and it was Keating, the main Hannah, coming away with possession. As we're under 25 minutes to go, so we've played just over 10 minutes here in the second half. And UMass has added a goal onto its lead, leading 2-0. Nicole Cordero from Brooks Sabia, about 4.5 minutes into the second half. It was Kim Young, her team leading 7th goal of the season in the final 2 minutes of the first half. That one assisted by Molly McDonnell. Visus through the middle. Visus has Sabia, and another kick saved by Kolisher. On that time, Ali Sabia. Let's take a quick look. Nice pass here by Norlie Visus, and anticipated by Kolisher. Back to live action. UMass again in front. Visus. Visus makes it 3-0. Noralie Visus. That is her first career goal. Set up there by Brooks Sabia. Visus tucking it in, and Maine has called timeout. And there's one excited freshman. Visus from the Netherlands. You see Sabia. Actually, it wasn't Sabia who set it up. She made that first pass. Second one was Innocent. So Innocent will get the assist. And we've got a timeout called by Maine. It's 3-0 UMass now with just under 24 minutes remaining. Visus' first career goal. And UMass has a 3-goal lead. We'll come back with more second half action from Garber Field when we return. You're watching the UMass Sports Network.
The UMass license plate says it all.
You don't have to be a sports star. Any UMass fan can be a star with a UMass license plate.
Ride with UMass pride.
Order your license plate at UMassAlumni.com. All proceeds benefit UMass.
Right before Maine called that timeout. Here is Norlie Visus with her first career UMass goal. The assist goes to Alyssa Innocent, and UMass has a 3-0 lead here at Garber Field over 24th ranked Maine. So the Black Bears had to call their first time out. You can't blame Josette Babineau, their head coach, for stopping play. This one currently being dominated by UMass. Welcome back. I'm Josh Maurer here on CBS 3 Now and the UMass Sports Network. Steve Toll, producer and director, as Maine earns the whistle. That's Caitlin Stymist. Stymist sends it back for Zoe Atkins. Right now, UMass out shooting Maine 8-3. So they've really taken control. It started kind of in the final 2 minutes of that first half when Kim Young got the goal. And that goal really had momentum carry over into this second half. There you see Ali Sabia. Her sister Brooke Sabia has one of the assists. So the Young goal started it, and then this half Nicole Cordero, and then right before that timeout, Visus. Mentioned that she's a player from the Netherlands, recruited by Coach Tagliente. So a Dutch influence coming to this team. And Visus has now played in all 11 games so far this season for UMass, but that was her first time scoring. Did have one assist earlier. And UMass's Callie Swigert will put this one back into play. Talked earlier about how UMass had a full week to prepare for this contest, and it has shown. They've been very well prepared to slow down what Maine does. Black Bears' really only good scoring opportunity came early in the first half. Ball deflected off of Maine's Annabelle Hamilton. UMass getting possession and trying to race back the other way. Innocent. Innocent sent it back. Sabia into the middle for her sister, and Ali Sabia is whistled for the infraction. It was Brooke trying to feed her. Those two have connected, I'm sure, time and again over their lives. Twin sisters. Each come into play as freshmen here this year at UMass. Sabia's from Lafayette Hill, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Philadelphia. Pretty good field hockey played in that region. That whistle goes against UMass, and so Maine with a quick restart. Off the stick of Hannah Keating, dribbling towards UMass goalie Sam Carlino. Went in the circle, and Minutewomen clear it out, so it'll be Becca Parody putting it back in. Parody. Didn't get a lot on that. I'm not sure if it was a pass or a shot. Still alive for Holly Stewart. And now Katie Bingle. Bingle earns a penalty corner. First of the half for Maine. Freshman from England, Katie Bingle, doing some nice work. Another look at it. You'll see Bingle here, number 9, playing it from just outside the circle against Brooke Sabia. And I think that was Maria Jose Rodriguez who came to help, the one that was called on the whistle. The inserter, again, Zoe Atkins. This is the 3rd penalty corner of the afternoon for Maine. There's Atkins. That ball deflected in. Annabelle Hamilton took the flick, and then it got deflected past Carlino to make it a 3-1 game. Maine is on the board. There's Hamilton. She's the one who sent it towards the net, but now we'll get a better look to see who actually is the one who scored the goal. Hamilton has 8 goals, many of them on penalty corners. One more. Well, think that might have been number 7, Elka Jakobse, as I took a look at a second replay. Regardless, Maine has cut the deficit down to 2, and we still have 19 minutes remaining. So UMass will try to get the momentum back. I think it's 7 as I'm looking at the replay. UMass back with the ball on its offensive end. Lindsey Bowman kept it alive, and now that one off the stick of Young. Kim Young loses it, Maine trying to clear it out. Fresh legs in the game. Abby Gutowski, the sophomore, only 4 feet 11 inches tall, number 8 for Maine, back. And nice work by UMass to take that away, but Gutowski in, from what I've seen, for the first time today. Maine is playing its second game in as many days. So they'll have to probably rely on depth here if they want to complete a comeback in the final 18 minutes. UMass would be significantly better rested of the two teams. Still awaiting for official word on that goal, but for the moment we're going with Jakobse, who may have deflected the shot that Hamilton took. And now that was Gutowski, the new woman in the game, sent it towards Carlino. UMass trying to kick it out. And Sakalis for the Minutewomen in control in her defensive end. Now Hannah Prince. Cordero, who has a goal earlier in the half, racing back against Zoe Berkey, and the whistle goes against Maine, so UMass will have it. Under 17 minutes to go. Being told now we've been studying the film like the Zapruder film. This one sent towards the middle. Anyway, the goal that was just scored off the penalty corner for Maine will be credited to number 5, Nicole Seavey, not 7. And for Nicole Seavey, that's her first goal of the season. A good deflection on the shot that Hamilton had taken. Now UMass has earned its first penalty corner of the half. So the Minutewomen a chance to get a 3-goal advantage back if they can capitalize here. Each team now with 3 penalty corners this afternoon. And UMass sending Hannah Prince, number 11, over to do the inserting. We'll see what play Coach Tagliente calls upon here. Prince for Ali Muhammad, steps into the circle, that one wide. So Ali Muhammad just trying to shoot one in, maybe hoping for a deflection. She did keep it low. If she could have beaten Kolisher, goal would have counted. Here's the shot. Never got on net. Approaching the final 15 minutes. Even with that goal by CV, it remains a 2-score advantage for the Minutewomen. They've played a fine game here today. Coming up on Wednesday, it's that big game against Connecticut. UMass on the 3rd of October hosting UConn, which was ranked number 5 coming into this week. And that's always a really tough match, a regional rivalry that the Minutewomen and Huskies play every year. And getting wins against UConn, tough to do over the years for the Minutewomen. That whistles against Maine as Ali Muhammad was back defending on Holly Stewart. Nice job by Lauren Ali Muhammad. So UMass into possession, leading 3-1. It's a 6 o'clock game on Wednesday night against Connecticut here at Garber Field, so we'll hope to see a good crowd if you want to watch that. UMass continuing to pressure for more. An opportunity for Sabia. Now got it over for Bowman, who scores. Lindsey Bowman gets goal number 4 for UMass. And should be the second assist for Brooke Sabia. Well, it's 4-1 Minutewomen with just under 14 minutes remaining. Now watch 30 here at the top of your screen. It looked like a pretty good pass. I thought initially that she was trying to shoot the ball, but Brooke Sabia ended up sending it perfectly onto the stick of the junior Lindsey Bowman. And Lindsey Bowman makes it 4-1. So UMass has its 3-goal lead back. Bowman's second goal of the season, and that's the second assist of this half for Brooke Sabia. 4-1 Minutewomen. A lot of offense coming here in the second half. 3 of the 4 goals. As Maine has had to try to amp up the offensive pressure to get back into the game, giving UMass more opportunities to score. Kim Young had that go off her stick, but then deflected out by Bingle of Maine. So I was saying right before that goal, if you want to watch the game on Wednesday, you can on CBS 3 now. We'll have another television broadcast here on the UMass Sports Network against UConn. It should be a really fun night. Adam Frenier and Andy Bukowski on the call. Right here from Garber Field, 6 o'clock. So make plans to be with us either in person or on television. Or of course you can find all UMass home field hockey games on UMass All Access on your computer. Sunday afternoon here, UMass leading 4-1, and Annabelle Hamilton knocks it off the defender Heineman. Elka Jakobse earned the infraction against UMass, was being defended by Callie Swigert. Jakobse in across, and Sabia was there to intercept. That was Brooke Sabia again. She has had a whale of a half. 2 assists, makes that defensive play. Visus, who has her first career goal today, sent that one across, intended for Brooke Sabia. And now Kate Heineman. So we're under 12 minutes remaining. Callie Swigert battling with Jakobse. Elka Jakobse kept it alive, pushes it forward. Carlino out of the goal. Carlino out of position, trying to get a shot. Hannah Keating. That worked out for UMass. Dangerous play by Sam Carlino. But the shot went wide. Here it is again. Jakobse getting it up, and Carlino challenging, but with her unable to get possession. Look at this shot, essentially into an empty net for Hannah Keating, but she couldn't get it on goal. So UMass able to dodge the bullet and remain ahead by 3. And now under 11 minutes to go here in the second half. In space, here comes Young. Kim Young, another big shot deflected wide by Innocent. That was Alyssa Innocent trying to tip that one past Kolisher. Kim Young's taking some big hard shots today, including the goal that put UMass on the board at the end of the first half. Heineman for Young, and Young in space again. Young tips it through. Young towards the middle, and that deflection. Now it's McDonnell, shot saved. Sabia, big blast, another save for Kolisher. McDonnell shot saved, and Brooke Sabia's shot got saved. So UMass tried for goal number 5. Here it is again. Here's the McDonnell shot. I think this is the first one that got through. And that's saved, but the rebound stays alive. And here's Brooke Sabia's shot. Wow, that was a great save. So 2 of them there for Sydney Colisher, the goalie of Maine. Maine now coming back. Holly Stewart throws it out off of Ali Muhammad, and so Maine will have possession with 9:20. You know, Sydney Colisher's given up 4 goals now, but you can't really fault her for those. They've pretty unstoppable scoring opportunities or great shots that UMass had. And now Colisher, after those couple of saves, she's made 5 in the game. That's a pretty high total for a college field hockey contest. So give Sydney Colisher, normally the backup, senior from British Columbia, give her some credit. And now a penalty corner for Maine. Hamilton, they fake to her. That high shot, too high. It was stopped anyway by UMass's Carlino. It was Seavey who took the big high attempt. Seavey, who did score the 1 Maine goal. Now here she is, 5, after Hamilton faked. I think the whistle had came that would have disallowed it even had it gone in. McDonnell coming back for UMass. McDonnell has Innocent. And Alyssa Innocent going towards the middle. Cordero was there, but now UMass has this backed up. Marissa Dunn was in there for the Minutewomen. She couldn't get a shot off. Marissa Dunn wearing number 8. Redshirt sophomore from Ashburnham in Massachusetts. And there is Dunn again. Pretty good work to keep possession alive with 7:45 to go. 13-5 are the shots. UMass continuing to pile on the pressure. And they're significantly outplaying Maine here this second half. 3-1 this half. They have 10 shots this half to Maine's 2. Cordero trying to find Dunn. That one just got broken up by the Maine defense. And UMass player Brooke Sabia had her stick knocked out of her hand. Maine will get possession regardless. So yeah, going back to that, this half it's 10-2 the shots in favor of UMass. Really good effort today against a team in the Black Bears that had won 6 in a row coming in. Hannah Prince for UMass. On the doorstep, Innocent can't get the shot off. It just hopped over her stick. UMass is still pressing for goal number 5. Here's this latest attempt, a Hannah Prince pass. Bouncing, just over the stick. Innocent knew she had it. She's looking for her first goal of the season as Alyssa Innocent. Ali Muhammad defending well against Elka Jakobse. Ali Muhammad earns possession back for UMass. She's very, very steady back there on defense for UMass. Cordero is going to win the race to this one. It looks like no, it just goes over the end line. Talked about how UMass has played so many nationally ranked teams, and the polls are somewhat, at this point, subjective, but if the Minutewomen win this game, it'll be their 4th victory over a nationally ranked opponent this season. It'll be 4-4 against ranked teams. UMass has this 3-goal lead. That one deflected in front, Sabia. That's Ali Sabia. It slips through, but Maine clears it away. It was past the goalie, Colisher. Zoe Berkey was back, number 3 for Maine, to clear it before it crossed the goal line. Maria Jose Rodriguez for UMass. For Prince. You know, this is kind of what I talked about earlier. With Maine having played yesterday, that shot Goes wide off of Marissa Dunn's stick. With Maine having a game yesterday and UMass having been off for a full week, very obvious as this game goes along that UMass is much fresher. They've dominated the second half and particularly dominating the final 10 minutes so far. Here come the Black Bears. Annabelle Hamilton just out of the reach of her teammate Hannah Keating. Turnover back to UMass. UMass out shooting Maine 10-2 this half, outscoring Maine 3-1. 4-1 contest. That'll go against Maine. If this score holds, UMass will be 5-6 with 4 of those wins against ranked teams. And that UConn game, Wednesday night at 6. Then it'll be Atlantic 10 play beginning next Saturday at Richmond. And that should be quite a game. Richmond is one of the perennial favorites. Richmond the only A-10 game next weekend. Right now they're 5-3. VCU, a newcomer to the league, is 7-1. They'll be really tough. The Rams, also one of the favorites along with UMass and Richmond in the A-10. Be an interesting conference race now that you have that VCU program in there. Lock Haven, which is a member only in field hockey in the A-10, they are 7-4 right now. So it all begins next weekend. The Atlantic 10 season for these ladies. Final 3 minutes here today. Maine pushing Jessica Skillings forward, defended by Rodriguez. Jessica Skillings getting around Maria Jose. Nice job by Sakalis. Picked that ball off before Holly Stewart could get to it for Maine. There's Sakalis who made that defensive play. Parity was battling for it with McDonnell, and McDonnell called, so that'll be a penalty corner as Molly is obviously frustrated by the call, as you can see. We'll see if it was a warranted one here. As Maine prepares for its 4th penalty corner. Beg your pardon, it's 5th. They scored on one earlier this half. It was the only goal that they have. It was a deflection by Nicole Seavey. Watch out for 27, Annabelle Hamilton. It's 4-1 UMass in the lead. Final 2 minutes. This is just about a must score for Maine. Hamilton flicks it low. Got kicked away by Carlino, but the rebound put in. Parity, I believe, number 2. We'll see, and it's now a 4-2 game. Sam Carlino made the initial save, but then the rebound was there for the taking. There's the first save. Yep, actually that wasn't 2. Might have been Stewart, 26. Yeah, I think it was. Yep, Holly Stewart puts it in. So 26, Holly Stewart getting Maine back within a couple of goals. They still have a minute and 20 seconds. Stewart with her 2nd goal of the season. Clock down to a minute and 10 seconds. A little bit of a pulse here for the Black Bears at the end of this contest. And that one intended for Bingle, out of her reach and out of bounds back to UMass. So the Maine goals each coming off of penalty corners. One scored by Nicole Seavey, one by Holly Stewart. UMass 4 goals from 4 different goal scorers this afternoon. Kim Young at the end of the first half began the scoring. And then Cordero followed by Visus, her first career goal. That made it a 3-0 game. Maine called a timeout. The final goal came from Lindsey Bowman to make it 4-1. Bowman, her second of the year. UMass with 15 seconds remaining. Coming back looking for one more rush. Hannah Prince. Prince into the circle. Low and deflected wide by Bowman. That's how this game's going to come to an end. An appreciative crowd giving a nice ovation to UMass today. Minutewomen, for the 4th time, beating a ranked opponent. They win it 4-2 over the Maine Black Bears. UMass improving to 5-6, and they snap a 6-game winning streak that Maine had come in on. 13-6, UMass outshot Maine, including 10-3 in the second half. Kim Young got her 7th goal of the year. Nicole Cordero her 6th. Lindsey Bowman her 2nd, and congratulations to Noralie Weishuis, the freshman from the Netherlands who had her 1st career goal. There's Carla Tagliente and now her team preparing to shake hands with the Black Bears, who fall to 7-5 with the loss. Don't forget to tune in on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock when UMass will play its final non-conference game as they host the rival Connecticut Huskies. UMass and UConn, 6 o'clock here on CBS 3 Now and the UMass Sports Network. Adam Frenier and Andy Bukowski will have the call. You know, the game started slowly offensively, but as we've become accustomed to, it opened up late. Minutewomen 3 second-half goals, and they get the win. And we'll leave you with some of the highlights. The Minutewomen improving to 5-6, their 4th win against a ranked team. There was Kim Young starting it, and the fun did not stop in the second half. So for everybody on our crew here this afternoon, this is Josh Maurer and producer-director Steve Toll wishing you a great rest of your weekend. From Amherst, the final score, it was UMass 4 and Maine 2. We'll talk to you Wednesday night. Good night from the UMass Sports Network.